And we're going to move along in the card to middleweight action. It's a Malik Epperson, 1-0, taking on Jake Just, who's making his debut here tonight, Kyle.
Now, Jake Just, we don't know much about him as he is an 0-0 fighter, but he is 5'11" at a very stout middleweight, coming out of Uniontown Fight Club in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Apparently, all we know about Jake is he is a ground specialist. Looks to get it to the mat, looks to take your arm, knee, whatever he can, and bend it the wrong way.
And we know Epperson from Fight Club Pittsburgh, training with some monsters there, hometown fighter. And, comes in with a 1-0 record, Dave. How much is that one fight under his belt going to impact this fight?
Well, that's huge, especially with it being a win. Malik Epperson just a couple of weeks ago actually picked up his first win. Been training at the Fight Club for almost 2 years now, and went in the cage. Actually looked really good and fought a guy that was 6 or 7 inches taller than him, and came out with a TKO win in the second round. I'm sorry.
Jake Just himself is a fighter who's competed in BJJ tournaments, and talking to him before the fight in the back, he didn't seem to be too affected coming into his first MMA fight. But the time for talk on both these guys is over. We send it up to Jazz Sakuro to bring out our first fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next fight is brought to you by Triangle Bar and Grill. It takes place in the Pinnacle Fighting Championship Amateur Middleweight Division. Let's bring out your fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jake Just.
Jake Just fighting out of the Uniontown Fight Club in Uniontown, PA, although he was originally from Richmond, Virginia, a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. And, he credits his preparation for this fight with training with the guys from Uniontown, PA, including Nick Nyquil Brown, who was one of the best amateurs in the Midwest, making his pro debut tonight. Kyle, as a fighter yourself, how much can that in-gym training prepare you for your debut?
It can a lot. If you have guys like Nick Brown, you need that quality of a training partner to give you the quality of training. It only makes sense. One begets the other. Or as they say, iron sharpens iron. So in this case, we're going to see how thick the blades are out there at Uniontown. And one Jake Just has a very vast competitive background in jiu-jitsu and grappling tournaments, but bear in mind, you're not getting punched while you're going for those tournament gold medals.
Absolutely. He also has been trained Muay Thai for 4 years, although he has not competed in it. Moved up to PA in October, since has jumped in with Uniontown Fight Club and ready to make his debut here tonight. He also sports one of the, dare I say, gnarliest mustaches in mixed martial arts. There's the twist. See, I needed the cameraman to move it over and see that handlebar action going.
Yeah, great mustache.
David's been trying to grow one of those for 40 years now.
Jake Just makes his way into the cage. We'll get back to David McKinney's mustache, but first, we bring out Jake Just's opponent.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet his opponent making his way to the cage. Please welcome Malik Epperson.
Malik Epperson, Fight Club, Pittsburgh. One of the bigger guys in that gym at middleweight at 185. I refer to Fight Club Pittsburgh as Alpha Male East due to the number of lower weight class guys, but here's Malik Epperson, one of the big boys in the gym.
And Ryan, I've been meaning to talk to you about this before. We have just as many little guys out of the Evolve in Ohio. You got to remember just to go out a little bit. Well, actually, we're not even that far from California, are we?
Listen, I have
close from PA.
I am not a promoter, but I'd be more than happy to put a Fight Club Pittsburgh versus Evolve card together, and I will be sitting there calling the action, not in the cage. Speaking of calling the action, David McKinney, what do you see that stands out on the tail of the tape?
The big thing, everything exactly even except for that one win, 1-0 from Malik Epperson. That's what stands out to me there. That's huge. He's already got the first-time cage jitters out of the way, whereas Jake Just has to deal with that, at least at the beginning of this fight. And interestingly enough, Malik Epperson's first fight was in Ohio, so he actually fought with the advanced rules so this is almost a little bit of a step back for him here, and no strikes to the ground and the shin guard.
You have to feel then that Malik Epperson has that sense of imperviousness, if you will. Like, how can I be hurting the ground now if I've already been through the fray of this magnitude? We're going to step it back, put some more pads on, give you shorter rounds, go have fun.
I believe this is going to be our second striker versus grappler. Malik Epperson, of course, right here on your screen, being the striker, wants to keep it standing. And, of course, Jake Just wants to take it to the ground. Right now, we take it back inside the cage, Jazz Sakuro, to give us our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is brought to you by Triangle Bar and Grill. 3 rounds in the Pinnacle FC Amateur Middleweight Division. And now, introducing fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at an even 185 pounds. Representing Uniontown Fight Club, fighting out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Tonight, he makes his debut in the cage. Introducing Jake Just. And now his opponent across the cage on my left, fighting out of the red corner. He's undefeated with 1 victory. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and also weighed in at 185 pounds. Representing Fight Club Pittsburgh, fighting out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, presenting Malik Epperson. When the cage door closes, your referee is William Bookwalter.
Jake Just, black fight trunks. Malik Epperson in the blue, white, and black trunks. Bill Bookwalter, your third man in the cage, Ryan Cavanaugh, joined as always by David McKinney and the Coyote. Both fighters take center cage. Good outside leg kick by Just.
He kept his hands down when he punched, or I'm sorry, when he kicked though, and I think Malik is going to look to capitalize on that.
Just with 2 straight rights to the body and another leg kick.
He keeps stepping through with that leg kick as well, so he find himself in a bad position if he lands that again. Right there. I'm waiting for that
Drops
right
that hand on that leg kick.
You know, these leg kicks, though, guys, they're wearing the padded shin guards. So is it scoring points or doing damage as Just gets the takedown?
Well, it's definitely scoring points, Ryan Cavanaugh. As far as damage, it's not going to hurt nearly as much.
Jake Just staying active on the ground, punches to the body, in the guard Epperson. Epperson moving up.
Epperson doing a great job climbing and getting wrist control. Could be going for a triangle here. Oh no, he's going to reach over for a Kimura.
Sure isn't. Jake Just, as we mentioned, is the jiu-jitsu guy, but
he
it's
just
Epperson.
gave that Kimura to Epperson.
Nice.
He gave it to him.
He might have this.
That's deep.
Looks like.
And Just has to roll. He's got to give up position and roll out of this. Epperson with a deep
Nice
Kimura.
job by
Great
Epperson
sweep.
sweep with the Kimura.
Half guard by Epperson. Let's go with the Kimura.
Now again, I think this is a testament to the experience of Malik Epperson.
Nice
That one
scramble here,
fight,
and Epperson with his neck.
that one fight, no matter how short or long it is light years of experience in the cage as far as going against a debut fighter.
Just back to his feet.
Front
Great
face
job
lock
by
by
Just.
Epperson.
Just needs to protect his neck here.
And for the first minute and a half of this fight, we've had plenty of action. Both fighters staying active, a lot of transitions and position changes. And now it's Epperson looking to switch position.
Nice
And
underhook
Just
there.
had a hand on the
Oh,
shorts
knee.
there.
Big knee. 2 big knees to the ribs. Using that underhook. Great.
Certainly got Jake Just's attention there.
Absolutely. And Just now finds himself vertical against the cage. He needs to get his hips
Good
lower
head
and
position
turn
here
out.
from
Yep,
Epperson.
just like that.
Good knee to the body by Just.
Last 10 seconds. Just seems lost in this position.
And
He's getting
Epperson looking for a
underhooks.
takedown to seal the round. Can he get it?
Nice
And he does.
slam there. Side control.
Big slam by Malik Epperson. May have stolen the round in what was highly competitive. Both men having moments of offense. Dave McKinney nodding in appreciation of the action we just saw. Dave, do you agree with me? Is that one round for Malik Epperson?
Yeah, I think it was his round before the takedown, and that kind of just cemented it there for a mini Justin Steve is what they call him at Fight Club Pittsburgh.
I don't know how they call him mini. Justin Steve is about 3 weight classes below this man.
Absolutely.
Not tonight.
We'll talk about the Hawk later, but I love his quote. I'm a fat boy at the heart. As you see action from the first round here, Coyote.
Now here we go. Malik overcommitting with the right hands. Jake Just did a fantastic job lowering his level, securing the double leg takedown, but left his arm wide open for that Kimura sweep we saw a minute later.
Dave, what does Jake Just need? What does Jake Just need to do to change the fortunes of this fight?
Just start off the same way, but not get swept. work the pass. Work the pass when he's in guard. Not get caught in that guillotine on the takedown. Keep his head up and drive through that double leg.
Excellent analysis.
I'm glad I followed up on that. He was the Madden of MMA for a minute there. In order to win, he needs to not lose. Thank you, David. We appreciate that insight. Round 2. Oh, Just comes out swinging with a cannonball right hand.
Just misses with it too. Epperson
Wow.
just got his head out of the way.
Just though, I was expecting more of a grappling background from him. Maybe the nerves were a factor in round 1 as far as his stagnant style, but he's picking it up round 2 here so far, putting pressure on heavy.
I do like the pace Just has
Needs
here.
to put his head on the other side. Looks like Epperson might turn him here.
He's going to use that underhook. He needs to
Grabbing
go.
the cage.
Oh,
Good eyes by Bill Bookwalter on the opposite side, seeing
Great
the hands
referee.
of Just in the cage.
no, how does
And almost-
Epperson needs
Epperson
to
was
really,
over
really
under
tighten
here.
down that left elbow of his and then punch through with that right hand in order to turn Just into the cage. He's
Right.
not using his underhook effectively at all.
Just doing a
knees.
great job working against the cage here. You don't often see that a lot in guys up against the cage, but doing a great job. And
Good flurry by Just.
Oh, wow.
And I believe Epperson caught him as well, as you saw Just engage and clinch up. Although, the back of Just was to us, but I believe Epperson landed some as well. A little rock'em sock'em action. And now Epperson turns and puts the back of Just into the cage.
And I think that may have gassed Just out, and that could be testament to not breathing during that little flurry, but now Just has Epperson back against the cage here. Very good job of pressure this round by Jake Just. Men fighting here for the underhook position. Again, using that underhook. Wow. I mean, neither of these guys are really content with being on the cage.
Now, good head position battle, too. That cannot be understated how important your head position is when clinching against the cage.
Both of them would have a great deal more success if they were to get their head under their opponent's chin and force it up, changing the posture of the men they're trying to take down. Wow, Epperson
Just
almost took
turning
it back
away there.
Big flurry, and Epperson once again finishes round 2 with an exclamation point. That round, to me, was Jake Just controlling the action, scoring more points and landing more offense. However, Epperson exploded in the last 15 seconds. What sort of impression does that leave on the judges' minds, David?
Yeah, I was going to say at the very end of that round, Epperson did win the last 10 seconds, but that round showed me that Just knew he lost the first round and kind of just needed to go out there and maybe play a little bit safer in the second round and make sure that he evens this thing back up, and we'll see what happens here in the third.
And so often it comes down to who has more cardio left as we get a look at Jake Just. And you pointed out, Kyle, that it appeared as if Just was a little bit tired at points in that round.
I think he's in a fight that's out of his element. He has the Muay Thai training, but he has not competed with it yet. And you could see he didn't breathe with that flurry when they traded against the fence there. There was not one breath for about 6 punches that were thrown. So that will play a factor in the cardio.
Round 3, the final round between Malik Epperson in the blue, white, and black trunks. Jake Just from Uniontown Fight Club in the black trunks. Bill Bookwalter brings them together. Outside leg kick again by Just, but he's kind of leaving it out there.
And Malik is timing that right hand now in the kick. Watch it. Yep, see, he's waiting for it, loading it up.
Oh, he
Big
landed
right
that
by
big.
Oh, big uppercut
Right hand
by
on the button.
Epperson.
Just was in trouble there and went on autopilot,
Yeah,
shot for the
desperation
takedown. Epperson looking to take the back of Just.
I'd love to see that left hook come over. There it
He
is.
has it here.
Almost on
One
cue,
hook
making it
in.
look smart.
Head
Now
arm choke.
Switches to the head and arm. If he can walk out.
Needs to turn his hips over here. Sit on his left hip, and he might be able to finish this.
Just needs to move here. He should stop punching, probably push on his fist, create some space with the elbow against the head of Epperson. Now he's
Just
waiting
is
to
gonna
tap. That's
tap.
what it was, yep.
We've got a
Great
tap.
arm
It's
triangle
Malik
win.
Epperson. Third round head and arm choke, moving his record to 2-0 inside the Pinnacle FC cage. Kyle, are you a little surprised with the blue belt
I
in
am.
jiu-jitsu?
I'm very surprised to see anybody get choked out with an arm triangle, first of all. And it's not a bad remark. It's just that it's not something that just happens. You know, we're looking at it right here. I mean, you can see the position that these men are in. It's not easy just to fall into that. It doesn't happen. You can see there, Just waited to tap. He didn't want any more of that fight, and he was pretty much in his head justifying how long it was okay until he did submit.
You know, so often you'll see a fighter, as Just was in that position, take his right hand, push it against the left arm to create separation. Does that help? Because we never saw that out of Just in this fight.
That absolutely helps. It frees the blood flow in your carotid artery that essentially is being cut off that puts you to sleep. So once you create that flow again, you can breathe and survive the fight. But I think he just had enough and wanted out there. Honestly, I think Malik Epperson was too much for him in this bout.
Excellent performance by Malik Epperson. Surprising again. Jake Just came in with the blue belt in jiu-jitsu. We saw a Kimura sweep from Epperson. We saw him threaten with the submission in the first round and then finally lock in the head and arm choke in round 3.
Yeah, Epperson's one of those guys that's kind of been hanging around Fight Club Pittsburgh for a long time. And just it's impossible to not get better when you're training with guys like that every single day.
Let's make this one official. We send it Back up into the cage to Jazz Sakuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight ends with a tap out due to a head and arm triangle at 34 seconds of round number 3. Your winner, Malik Epperson.
All right, I'm here with Malik Epperson from Fight Club Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Malik took this fight for us on very short notice, 10 days, something like that. He got his blood work done, he got his medicals done quick, so we appreciate guys like Malik who can step out on a dime like that. Malik, you came in here, from what it looked like from where I was sitting here, you pretty much controlled the fight from start to finish. Tell us how you're feeling, man, and 2-0 now, undefeated.
Man, I feel great. Been working hard for over 2 years. I've been just biding my time until I'm able to represent the gym inside this cage.
Hey Malik, how much weight did you lose since you started?
I lost 45 pounds. Walked into that gym at 230. Walked into this cage at 185.
Anyone you'd like to thank?
Of course, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I want to thank my beautiful wife. She doesn't like that I do this, but she supports me anyway, so I love her for that. I want to thank my mom. Tomorrow, she would have been 56. She died just under 2 months ago, so I definitely want to always keep her in my heart and in my mind. My coaches, right before the last round, told me this is for my mom, and I think that's what pushed me to finish this fight.
He is Malik Epperson.